welcome everyone to today's episode of Did She Really Say That? This is the podcast that's disrupting the world of business education for women, and we're breaking down those barriers that a lot of women have felt stuck with. So during our podcast, you're probably going to say, did she really say that? Is that okay that she just said that? Because we're really truly challenging a lot of the norms that are seen inside of the business training world at this point, because we want to see more women have fun, play, and ease and start unlocking their millions. Mm-hmm. So here at Truth Bomb Marketing, we help busy women create more time and money with that simple business playbook so that they can start creating millions without sacrificing what's most important to them. So in case you haven't missed me is what I was going to say, but in case you haven't met me is
really
what I
that.
meant
totally
to
missed
say.
you. I did miss you.
Yeah, and that's okay. You're allowed to miss me. So, but in case we haven't met, my name is Karen. I'm one of the co-founders here inside of Truth Bomb Marketing, and I really want to bring back more of that fun and play in everything that we do, because when you start to actually have fun in your business, that's when everything starts to change. You see so many people going through, doing the do, and just miserable. And I want to change that norm.
For sure. My name is Heidi Muma. I'm also one of the co-founders here inside of Truth Bomb Academy. And I think your business is really fun when you're actually making money. I mean, it's like, so I like to help people to actually realize profit in their business, whether you're making $250 a month or $10,000 a month. There's a way that you can actually realize a profit, and that makes business fun.
Oh, yes. And I'm Chef Katrina. I'm also another one of the co-founders here. We co-created the Truth Bomb Academy, and we do bring fun. And so if you're realizing you're making money in your business and you still want to grow it, you're probably looking to have fun in your systems approach. How do you build the technology behind it? What are the tools that you're going to need to move forward? And that's where I come in, because I love the play and ease of like not making it overwhelming, but like letting you create systems and processes that allow for you to better leverage your marketing so that you can make more money, so you can have more fun, play, and ease. And then we teach you how to use this marketing skill set and like get you in the right mindset. Like Karen's really good about getting you in the right mindset to be marketing the type of business you want. So yeah, it's always fun here in Truth Bomb Academy, because it really is about shifting the conversation for women on how they're approaching business. And I really, really love this what we're creating for women.
Yeah. And like, we really want to shift the conversation today when it gets around blogging. That's really the big thing that we wanted to tackle today. And we feel like that's a really big topic at this point too. Man, I'm tongue tied today. Words are hard, but this is just life, right? So anyways, we're going to be tackling the topic of blogging. And there's been a lot of changes inside the marketing world, inside the Google world, in case anybody's missed it. There's been like massive updates that Google has done. And as a result, marketers are noticing a change, probably a decrease in their reach, in their marketing with other people. And so, I don't know, this is just what we wanted to talk about and kind of bring awareness to and let you know that it's okay. This is part of the process at the end of the day. So, yeah.
I agree. And I love this topic because I've actually been blogging since probably 2006, 2004, somewhere in that time period. I started in the world of blogging, which was very new. At that point, it was less than 10 years in life. Blogging really kind of came about as social media kind of hit into place. But that was really where I was taught to build my business, was through a website. And because they said the website is always going to be the home base. Social media will just be the extension. That's your marketing tool, but your home base will always be your website. And so I remember, it was clunky back then. I'm not going to lie. That I can't tell you how many times, ladies, I wanted to just pick up my computer and be like, goodbye, through the window, right? Because like,
I still do that.
Yeah.
I'm still that way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But if that's not your reality today, I don't know what you're doing. I want to be in your life.
But it's really been interesting to see the evolution of it, because like we talk about it inside the academy, we talk a lot about syndication. And one of the 3 modes of marketing that we talk about is like the newspaper, the blog, right? Because newspapers and magazines just transformed into a digital format, which is basically your website and a blog. right? So that's all it really is. And pretty much it's just your way of communicating your information. And I remember there's one piece inside of our training I specifically talk about. It says, if all social media is nothing more than everybody's opinion, then technically it's the longest running blog post in existence. Right? Because it's just everyone's just a contribution to the content on there. And if content creation resides on a website or a blog, then everything out there is basically just another blog or website that we're going to. But we're calling it social media. So think about that. I might have just thrown like a big doozy at you, but Facebook is a website, and a website had a name and then just allowed a lot of us to be content creators on their website.
We all have short little blogs.
We all have short micro blogs on that, platform. So I find it interesting that everyone's talking about, hey, I need to stay on social media. I need to do this. But the reality is, and I know we're going to be talking here about Google, is that with the advancement of AI, with the advancement of like Meta, like we're talking about the virtual reality, we're talking about a lot of that crypto, digital currency, things like that. Like there is a next evolution that is coming, whether you believe it's coming or not, it will show up, whether you want it to or not. You can stick your head in the sand and say it's not coming. That's cool. I don't think it's a good idea.
I live in a cave.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea, but you might want to step into this world. But blogging is really a key component. I think having a website in general is super, super important, because the reality, ladies, and we know we talked about AI in our previous podcast. AI is literally right now a search tool of the internet, right? It is pulling all the information that's pre-existing on the internet and then compiling it to you and giving you and spitting it back, right? So it is literally just searching the billions of data that's out there, trillions of data, trillions of data. I just keep going. It's ridiculous, right? Because you're never going to see all the websites that are out there. You'll never go and visit it would be, lifetimes of trying to do that. So that's what AI is doing for you. It's searching all the information and then compiling the best notes and best resources. So how do you stay ahead of this competition? Because I think what's interesting is that Google's starting to recognize AI, and they're not happy with AI. No. Like the idea that you can just copy and paste and throw that content onto your website or onto your sales page is actually going to hurt you, because it doesn't want that, because all you're doing is regurgitating the same information. And you're not adding anything new to the website. So the thing is that the human factor is critical. Ladies, you have to think. I said that. I did.
You did.
I did.
You did.
Because it's important. So the questions are, let's talk about like, what are the website, I guess, hosts that we know currently that are out there? What are some of the website hosting? So we know about Wix. We know Wix is one. Right.
Squarespace is another one.
Which one?
What?
Squarespace.
Yeah.
We have Shopify for e-commerce.
Shopify for e-commerce.
WordPress.
Of course, WordPress.
WordPress.
We build a lot on WordPress, to be honest. There is, there's another one.
There's a
ton, let's be honest.
Yeah, there's Blogger that's out there. There's another one that is like, because WordPress has been around for a long time. It's like and
you have WordPress.com and you have WordPress.org.
True.
Because you've got the free version and then you've got the
open source version. That's really what it is. Like either if you're using the WordPress.com, you're putting your content on a platform that you don't own. When you do WordPress.org, you're using the open source tools that are available to you to be able to customize and create your own design, your own website, and give it a real unique look and feel. So those are the difference. Like you do own your domain, and though they say that you own that with Wix and everything else, when you look at setting up Wix, you're still having to attach your domain to the website. And the thing is, if Wix goes down, so does everything else. Right? Only thing I'm worried about with a WordPress site is the hosting, because who you choose as your host for your website. And that's, I think, what the difference is that when you use a thing like Wix, and there's another one called, like, I think it's Jambo. I can't remember what it is. I had another lady that worked inside of it and that she loved that platform. one thing you have to worry about is what hosting site you're choosing, because the hosting site is where you're basically residing with your business. And there are hosting sites like GoDaddy is pretty a common one that we've heard. SiteGround is the one that we use for a lot of it because it is built for e-commerce platforms and larger businesses. Yeah. There's Bluehost out there. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Namecheap has a hosting site. There's tons of hosts out there. But the thing is like the hosting is important. The theme, I guess you could say, is important, but honestly, the content reigns.
Absolutely.
Supreme.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's the most important piece of the puzzle. And as you mentioned, when you're going to places like ChatGPT or Jasper and you're getting information from there and you're literally just copy pasting, regurgitating, you're not adding anything new to a platform like Google. And so Google is now noticing that and they're like, we are not a fan. This isn't cool, because they really want new content. They want you to actually be sharing your expertise, not somebody else's expertise that you're regurgitating. And so
they want new thoughts, new ideas.
Yeah, and it's a total game changer when you do actually go, okay, this is a new thought, a new idea. Then they start to look at you and categorize you a little bit differently. So it's definitely the place to be. And before we jumped on too, we were talking about Heidi, you said this, so maybe you should share this about the lady with doing social media.
Yeah. So, I mean, on Facebook, they have a whole bunch of, small business groups, entrepreneur groups and stuff. And so I've seen a lot of posts about people saying their reach is down and their sales are down, drastically down. And maybe this change in Google has a little bit to do with that. I don't exactly know, but, and these are a lot of these are product sellers. And so they're arts and crafts and handmade stuff and things like that. But this lady she's like, I'm posting all over Facebook and Instagram. And she was like, but how do I drive people and get them to my website where I make the sales? And so people were responding about, oh, I just make my sales on Facebook. I just, and it was like, you have to post every day, a couple times a day, all this stuff. And then at the end of the day, she was like, okay, I just canceled my website and I'm just going to post on social media and Facebook and Instagram. And my heart just like dropped. And I was just like, that is really sad, because there's nothing about the social media platform that you have control over. You put certain things in your posts and they get blocked. You put links in your posts and they don't get shown to anybody. You have zero control over what. I mean, if you notice in your feeds nowadays, it's like a third of it might be people a third of it is all ads, and a third of it is all like suggested content for you of people that you have no relationship with. And so your feed is it's not your own anymore. It's not your own. You don't even, it's like, I mean, your algorithm is always about how your behavior is on social media, but giving up on your website is something that you own. You control the content that's on there. You control what gets out there. And the way that you drive traffic to it, well, there's a tremendous amount of different ways to drive traffic to your website. I mean, it's like, social media is one way. It works. I mean, my favorite way is Pinterest. The other people use Google. I mean, there's so many ways to drive traffic to your website that is just like, I think that would be a much more valuable way to figure out how to change something in your business than to just wipe out your website, which is really the foundation.
It's going to be more important than they ever know. Honestly, for a website, if you don't have a website, here's a couple things you have to recognize right now. So if you are somebody that is selling a course or anything else, and that you've been told to build an email list, right? Mm-hmm. How many of you guys have been told to build an email list, right? You want to have an email list. So you're going to be using something called a CRM, like a customer response. You're going to be using some way to mass communicate with your list. You're going to talk about segmentation. You're going to be doing all of this. Here's the thing. Back in, I think it was October, Google rolled out a new email marketing hit campaign. And what I mean by this is that are all email providers out there, everything like Keep, Aweber. What are some of the other ones?
Active Campaign.
Active Campaign. All of these services basically are not going to be able to deliver your content, your emails anymore if you're using a basic email address. So if you have my name at google.com or at yahoo.com or at AOL.com, you will absolutely be nailed as spam. They won't even deliver your emails. What's the workaround? What are they saying they do? This is where Google said, if you want emails delivered, if you want emails to end up in people's inbox, you have to have a verified domain. You actually have to own your website. So all these gurus out there that are telling you to build email campaigns and then telling you to use social media to build your business are actually leaving out the biggest critical piece, is that you need your website. So you need a domain. You need to actually link. It's like you no longer have the privilege of the internet right now to just put up anything you want. It's like now you have to have a brick and mortar or a digital footprint in the internet, right? If you're going to be a business, build the website. It's the same thing. If you're going to be a business in the world, rent the building, buy the building, right? Like they're almost putting that into play for you. And so what you have to do, if you want to step into 2024 and beyond with all the changes, the first thing you are going to need is your domain. So throwing that away, she literally has thrown millions of dollars away.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know it because nobody's having this conversation, right? No one's preparing the next generation of marketers that are in this digital space for what's coming next. Either you can wait on the sidelines until it happens like everybody else did. And then once everybody's making money the right way and their businesses are booming, you're then going to adapt it. Or you can start doing the changes now. Get your domain, get your host, find out how to blog. If you guys are looking to learn how to blog, definitely could join the Truth Bomb Academy. We can walk you through the business and how to set up your business website. Those are key components moving forward because you have to have this information. It's no longer, oh, well, it's too technical. I don't know what to write. You know what? With a blog, you can do video, you can do audio, you can do written, you can put anything on there. It's your freaking business.
Your blog, yeah.
Right. So build the way you want it. And that's what we've always said is like, but if you're going to move into this next generation of marketing, and if you want to be respected by Google and be found in the search engines, create content that actually helps people. Don't just regurgitate what you think is out there. Because here's the thing, all the information that I'm hearing people, it's outdated. It is it's information that we used back in 2004 and 2006 to get people onto the internet. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen that are listening. Internet doesn't exist in the state it did today until like 1996 was just the start. Facebook didn't show up until 2004. It's 20 years old. It's a baby in the world of marketing and e-commerce, right? So what you have to understand is that we did a lot of stupid things in the beginning to get people online. We did a lot of stupid things to put this in people's hands so that you would learn to buy.
And she's holding up a phone in case you're not watching.
Holding up a phone, just in case you're like, right? But what we had to do and what we did as marketers and businesses is that we incentivized you to come to the internet to buy instead of walking down to your local grocery store or walking down to the local bookstore or walking down into your local, shop, wherever you were going. Guys, today, people are spending hundreds, if not tens of thousands of dollars online without even a thought. They're ordering groceries, clothes, Amazon car, blah, blah, blah. I mean, like you name it, it's all being ordered. So this whole idea that people don't go to the internet to buy is a bunch of hogwash. But we did a lot of techniques and a lot of marketing methods to get people to baby step onto the internet. Well, guess what? We're no longer baby stepping anymore. People are freaking running to the internet. So where you have to be with your business is you have to understand that people are already here. stop demeaning and downgrading your cost and your business to try to do something that we did 20 years ago to get people just to get on the internet and to get comfortable with the click. I swear to you, we literally had conversations about this. We're like, how do we get people to click? Because they were so afraid to click something or they didn't know what to click. So like we incentivize people to click.
Remember
Like
people talking about not wanting to put their credit card online.
Yeah.
Like they were petrified to put their credit card or debit card online.
Different world. Yes.
Oh, I know. Like,
it's like tap, you're done, you're paid for.
you click the button on the side. And then
Oh my God, it was so funny. On websites, we had buttons that jiggled. We wanted the moving buttons so that people got up to it. It shook. Like and these were the things that we tried to do to entice you to click the button, like to trust us. And what we were doing and a lot of the tactics we used back in 2004, 2008, 2012 were tactics to get you to trust us. Because people didn't have the experience of everyone was online, everybody was on a computer, everybody was on their phone.
Right.
So how do you build trust? Is that you do baby steps. And now the thing is what people that are joining right now and building an e-commerce business, you don't have the luxury of baby stepping because people are ready to run. They've seen all the baby steps. A lot of us online, I'm like, you've got to build your base. You can't hide behind social media. You can't hide and expect them to do all the work for you. They don't care anymore. They built their business. They built their website. What these businesses and these social platforms want now is paid advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's how they're really making their money.
Right.
That's the only way they're going to stay in business. Otherwise, that platform that you are taking advantage of or thinking is going to build your business won't exist. And a lot of them won't. In the next 3 to 5 years, they're predicting that Facebook will be completely revamped from the way it is. You will no longer be able to interact the way it does. This is why Facebook doesn't allow links on there, because it's turning into more of a social. They want relationship building. And if you're going to be on this platform, you're going to pay to get in front of your audience. So everything we taught up until this point is now null and void. You've literally, as a small business owner that's stepping into this for the first time or within this last year or two, are walking into a whole new marketing mentality that needs to be set in your mind. And the first place it starts, it's your blog.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I like combining social media and my blog. That's really, for me, that's the place to play at the end of the day, because you're basically signaling to Google, hey, I'm everywhere. So what I like to do is I like to create a video on YouTube specifically because Google owns YouTube. Yeah, so I want Google to go, oh, she's everywhere. She's doing all the things. That's the signal I want to say. So I do something I like to call an SEO stack. I literally create the YouTube video, and then I take that YouTube video and I put it on my blog. I like using the same title and keywords because it helps to stack. And that's the piece of the puzzle that helps Google go, oh, this is the same content and it's everywhere. So how I continue to stack myself is Google also has something called Google Business Profile. It used to be called Google My Business. It changed a few years ago to Google Business Profile. So what I also like to do is I take that same blog and that same video and I create 2 separate posts on Google Business Profile. I am now continuing to stack my SEO. I'm literally taking that same content, using it again and again, and I'm able to signal to Google that I'm everywhere. And now there's one other place that I like to really stack everything together, and that's Pinterest. So you take those 4 places, and Google has a hand in all of those in some way, shape, or form. Okay. So you take those 4 places and you stack it all together. And it's like your keywords are stacked, your title's stacked, your content's stacked, and it's all just like working together. And it makes it for a really fun place to play. Now, there are other social media platforms that do have a hand in Google. One of the most recent ones that's super popular right now is TikTok. TikTok is getting more and more into the categorization with SEO. You've probably heard this. If you're playing on TikTok, you've probably heard this, that you want to make sure that you're keywording your videos in what you're saying, what the text on screen is, your titles, that kind of thing, because you want to get categorized in Google. So that's another place that you can do that SEO stack. You can literally say, this is what I'm about. You could, and I don't love doing this, but you could take that same YouTube video and chop it up and put it on TikTok. You could do it that way. Or you could say, okay, hold on a second. Like, I want to make this more native to TikTok. It just depends on how you want to do it at the end of the day. But like, if you want to make it more native to TikTok, then take that same content and just reverbalize it in a way that's going to be better for TikTok so that it performs better. At the end of the day, though, the piece of the puzzle that's so important, in my opinion, is making sure that Google sees you in these places and you're not creating all this like loads and loads of content at the end of the day. You're taking that one piece of content and you are literally just going, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. I'm everywhere. And Google's going, oh, wow, I really like her. She's fun. Let's put her in front of more eyeballs.
Let's put this business in front of more eyeballs for this, definitely.
Yeah. And that, at the end of the day, is how I love to do this. Like, it's just like, oh, she's everywhere. I want to keep pushing her. And really like honing in on what the keywords is that you want to be found for. The things that you want to be known for in your business, really hone in on what are the keywords that people are searching for. Not that you think they're searching for, but what are they actually searching for? So this is a super important component when you are looking at being found on Google. You want to actually go to places like Answer the Public. This is a really good one if you want to search for keywords.
It's a good resource.
Yeah, if you want to search for keywords that people are searching for, you can go to Answer the Public, type in certain keywords, like say you want to type in female entrepreneur. It's going to give you a list of questions and keywords that people are typing in to Google on a regular basis.
Yep.
You could also just go to Google itself.
Google Keyword Planner.
Yeah, you could go to Google Keyword Planner itself and like search there. You can also just do like an incognito search on Google and Google will auto-populate what people are searching for there as well. So there's so many options and it's really like honing in what are the keywords that is really, really popular that people are looking for. And not only popular, but how can you take the popular thing and make it your own? So we call it the short tail keyword and then the long tail keyword. So like the short tail keyword is like female entrepreneur. A lot of people have probably been looking to get keyworded for that, right? So it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to get your content categorized for specifically female entrepreneur. But if you take that keyword and you go female entrepreneur that wants to be a millionaire, that could change. And I haven't looked this up, okay? So I'm just making stuff up right now, but it could be the thing that actually pushes your content over the edge. Because now you're more specific and you've gotten more keywords in there too that you can also be categorized for as well. So it really changes the game at the end of the day. But when you're really looking to hone in on specific keywords, like, and this is something I do all the time when I'm creating titles for YouTube, titles for my blog, the keywords I really want to be known for, I'm going to do in the title at the very beginning as much as possible. Yeah. So like if I'm looking to keyword for business planning, I want that to be the keyword that shows up first. So how to create a business plan that female entrepreneurs can use, right? Like, so I'm really going to get that at the very beginning because Google's going to look at that as more important in how to categorize you. So these are just some things to start thinking about when you're blogging, when you're doing YouTube, when you're doing TikTok, LinkedIn,
podcasting, even
podcasting
SEO based also.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Podcast is super SEO based.
Yeah. So, but it's really just important at looking at what are the things that people are searching for and how can you stand out in that particular field.
And the other piece behind this too, if you're wondering like, well, this just seems like a lot of work. Here's the thing. You could, I think I have it's an old graphic, right, that I had, but it's like you're posting on Twitter lasts like 2.3 seconds. You're posting on Facebook literally lasts less than like 3 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stay up long enough. The thing that we're really emphasizing here is when you get into search marketing, when you start owning your keywords, you start owning your brand and you start putting it out there, search marketing has a long-term searchability of 7+ years.
Years, yes.
Years.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Social media is it's like a flash in the pan, as I'll use my kitchen term for that, right? It literally is like you're heating up something quickly, it's there, it's gone, you're done. But if you really want the stability of your business, if you want to be able to create that consistent ongoing income, if you want to learn how to be seen and found, that's where doing the work now, while it feels like you're paddling underwater, but the top's pretty still because you're not seeing a lot of movement at the business level. But those pieces, when put into place and honored as part of your business plan and honored as how you're setting up your business, and you're taking the time. The thing is content creation doesn't need to be a daily thing. It's not like social media posting.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a once a week thing. We talk about this inside the academy, and we talk about this definitely inside of the Female Millionaire Code.
Mm-hmm.
I give you the 3 methods that you can literally build your entire empire with, your total business with. And all you got to do is pick one of the 3, right? And that will allow for you to free up the space to really create and do whatever you want. Is there some technical involved in that? Sure. But that's what the academy is for, is that we're in there. We have live Q&A sessions, right? So bring whatever tech questions, whatever. If we don't have the answers, trust me, we'll find it. We're pretty darn resourceful. Right. But that's the beauty of what we do, is that we want you to have long-term success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when you talk about that long-term success, I want to talk about this for a second, because this is like so freaking powerful. So before we started Truth Bomb, I had another company, right? And I had a YouTube channel for that company. And I haven't done anything with that YouTube channel for over a year. Well, no, it's probably been about a year now, actually. And if I'm being honest with you, my YouTube channel over there is like, it's exploding. I literally am like, oh my God, I think I just got 50 to 100 subs this month. Like, just, it's wild what's happening. People are still consuming my content that I created over a year ago. In some cases, it's like 2, 3, 4 years ago, and people are still consuming it. They're still interacting with it. And so it's still pushing my content on YouTube. This is the power of using things like search, using your blog, using YouTube, using Google Business Profile, using Pinterest. Like, these are really going to keep your content going for years and years and years.
I mean, my website, my one for before we founded Truth Bomb together, my previous website still drives traffic, and I've just redirected it with offers to Truth Bomb Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you can see that it's like, it's still driving those people because I have so much content over the years. The one thing I will say, and I really do respect Google for this, and it's something that I know I'm going to have to look at or hire somebody to help me do. But it is to update the content.
Yeah.
One of the things that is really been pushed by Google over the last few years is definitely updating old irrelevant content. So if there is content out there on your website that the links don't work anymore, it's been redirected, it could probably use a refresh. Google actually appreciates you maintaining and keeping up. This is why I say you don't have to blog every day, because the thing is that you want to create content that serves instead of just content that you're just putting up there just to appease whatever algorithm you think is actually happening. But the reality is that you set the tonality of your business. And the thing, I love this about blogging. Everyone thinks that you can only comment on people's stuff at like social media, but blog has a commenting section. Mm-hmm. Like, every piece of content has the ability for you to comment on it.
Oh yeah.
And
I still get comments on my old blog too, which is wild.
But the beautiful thing about them, what people don't know, is that as someone that reads a blog post, if you have a blog and your own website, when you comment, it asks for your website.
Mm-hmm.
So what you start building, and you want to do this the right way. You don't want to just go to a bunch of people's website. Like, you want to find where you connect with other women or other businesses that are in that similar frame. Because what you end up doing is you actually start creating backlinks between all your businesses. So it is one of the most powerful yet underrated elements of a website is that ability to comment. And the problem I have with Wix is that Wix makes you sign in to comment on somebody's blog. So if you're not a Wix user and don't want to be, it's actually a detergent. We're gonna watch
that.
Yeah,
watch that out.
Yeah. You're basically cleaning up your clients.
But like you actually prevent people from engaging with your content. And the reality is that your website is your social media platform.
Mm-hmm.
You want people coming in and commenting on your content. You want them engaging with your videos. You want them engaging with your content. So if you keep driving everybody else to social media, but you're not bringing them back to your home base, your hub, and asking them to engage with you there, you're literally doing a disservice to your business, because that's going to be the long-term growth of your business.
Yeah. One thing that I used to love to do was anytime somebody commented, and it's still set up like this, I haven't really changed it, right? But anytime somebody commented on my YouTube video, it would go to my blog also. So it was also pushing my blog. So once again, it's that stacking of putting your content, you're being seen by Google as, okay, people are engaging not only on her blog, but also on her video, like, we should push this more, So you start to get that stack that I'm talking about, where it's like,
super powerful.
Yeah, it's great.
Super powerful.
That's cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, there was a plugin that I used to use also, that basically it pulled your YouTube video and then dropped it in onto your blog.
Video press is what I use. Yeah.
Video press, and you can pull it from one to the other. Something to consider and look at. I don't know if they've updated and pulled it, because it's pretty clunky when I was using it back then.
So it pulls the comments too.
It pulls the comments and everything, so it does an ongoing feed on there. So that's a really good tool to use also.
Oh yeah, it's
cool.
awesome. Yep. And they have updated it. So yeah.
Yeah, because it was pretty clunky when I was using it, and it's something that we could still consider using for Truth Bomb. Absolutely. So again, this is my problem, to be honest, for all my listeners that are listening to our podcast or here, is that there's so much information in my head. I forget all the things that I've done that have built everything.
Yes.
But because we got so caught up in the world of social that everybody was trying to push, use TikTok, use Facebook, use Z, or use X, use Instagram, as these other XYZ, whatever. But the thing is, but everyone was so caught up on getting their profile and getting their business and trying and doing what these companies were telling them to do to get visible. And I think we all lost sight of the power of SEO. Because these digital platforms, these social media platforms, as we've named them, are nothing more than a syndication effort. But they really would prefer now, because they've got the billion users, they don't need to add more users. What they now need to do is leverage their users with paid ads. So you are definitely going to see on these media platforms that you're on for free, you're going to see a lot more advertising start getting in front of you, because that is the only way those platforms are going to stay in business. If they don't advertise, they close their doors, and then what you believe to be your honey and butter for your business will literally be ripped out from underneath of you. So you have to look at, do you want to be on a platform where you're competing against advertisers with your business? You're going for free, they're paying. Or do you want to start building your own social platform, your own website, and get people to engage with you there and really take your business to the next level? That's kind of where you're at right now, especially diving into Web 3.0 that's coming. It's all going to be relationship marketing, and they're looking for websites that they trust. Google is saying, if you want email delivered to people's inboxes and you want them to get into your Gmail box, it's got to come from a reputable, verified, domain. So welcome to the new world of 2024. You better get ready.
Yeah. And just to kind of add this in too, it doesn't have to be one or the other. Find the place that you love to be. Like, if you absolutely have a blog, but then when it comes to social media, it doesn't have to be, I'm just on a blog. You can, if you enjoy it. I'm not here telling you to do both or one or the other. I'm here to say, find what you enjoy and actually can stick with.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're like, no, I'm having a good time, because if you're having a good time with it, then you're more likely to stay with it. Like for me, I know Heidi and Katrina are not a fan of TikTok, but I friggin' love it. I think it's fun. I think it's great to play with, but it's not for them, and that's okay. Like that's the thing. Like find what makes sense to you.
Right.
For me, like if you're a video platform, I want to play with it, because it's like this is fun to me. This is like the piece that makes me excited. But like Heidi, she's like, I want to hang out on Pinterest all day because I don't want to do video. Like,
I don't want to do, and I'm not a consumer of video either.
Yeah.
Video, it's like I would rather read because I can skim it and get the information I want rather than listening to. So it's like I guess I like to create what I like to consume, and it's like, and I would much prefer to read something than or it's like. And Pinterest has a mixture of both. There's video and blogs or content. So I like both, and I don't know. I'm drawn to Pinterest more, or YouTube. I love YouTube also.
Yeah. And the other piece I put in there is that definitely find what you love, and whatever mode that you want to promote your business. And I really truly think that it's either going to be video, it's going to be auditory radio, or it's going to be a blog written. So every single one of you kind of falls into either one of those categories with maybe an overlap. You might find that you like two, but not necessarily all three, right? The thing is there are multiple syndication platforms out there beyond your Facebook, your X, your TikTok, there are so many other platforms out there that you can literally take whatever piece of content that you're creating on whatever mode you're creating it on, video, audio, or written, and you can literally push that content out faster if you really learned the syndication strategy for that medium, right? So if you focused on the medium that you love, Karen loves video. She's always looking for mediums and platforms that deal with video. I love blogging, so I'm always looking for platforms where I can extend that verbal conversation. Heidi likes images and graphics, so things like Pinterest and those visual image platforms, those slide platforms, those are the places where she's going to, excel within that. And the beautiful thing is that because we all built or are building Truth Bomb Academy together, we have 3 marketing modalities that allow us to really market this business as opposed to just the one. This is why we also talk really about like creating partnerships, creating collaboration, because a business isn't a solo person business. It really needs to be, or should look at, how do you create it with other people? Because otherwise, this is how you avoid the burnout. This is how you avoid the overwhelm. Because if you're trying to be everything for everybody, it's long-term, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it gets exhausting. So
yeah,
been there, done that.
Yeah.
Solopreneur, there are definitely restrictions and boundaries on what you can do.
Yeah.
And whether you wind up outsourcing a whole lot of stuff, or you get a team, or you get partners. There's many ways to go about it, but
share the burden, it works better.
Share the burden.
For sure. So, but with that, I want to call this one a wrap. I think that this was a really great conversation and a really great place to end as well. So thanks so much for hanging out with us, listening. If you loved us, please leave us a 5-star. We would love to see your 5 stars, because we want to create more content that's for you, to help you actually start building a business with more fun, play, and ease. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and like this video. And of course, subscribe and hang out with us just a little bit more. And in case you've missed it, we do have a super awesome training, in my opinion, called the Female Millionaire Code, the 3M to Profit, where we're literally teaching you how to actually start rewiring your mind, rewiring your money, and rewiring your marketing. So we're literally giving you all of those things that literally, like, to me, that's what goes into the heart and soul of building a business. And we want to show you how to actually start creating that business with more fun, play, and ease, and actually start having $1 million business that you feel sane, whole, and happy inside of. So if you want to join us for that, there's going to be a link in the show notes, as well as if you're on YouTube, you can check it in the description. But you can also go to truthbombmarketing.com/code, and you can join us. And that's a totally free training that we're gifting to you, because we just want to see more females start winning in their business. So with that, can't wait to hang out with you next week, and excited to see anyone that wants to join us inside Female Millionaire Code and inside the community. So bye until next time.